Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I don't know what is happening. There's people dancing, there's people laying on the ground, running around. I don't know what's happening. But today I was bored and I decided let's train one of my new Swedish warm bloods. But we are gonna read some stuff off of Reddit because Reddit is such a fun, goofy place to me because people post the most random stuff or really informative. But I found this Reddit thing. It was posted 3 months ago about it's a discussion on things that you don't really miss on Old Star Stable. So I felt like I was gonna read some today for you guys. So you know what? Why don't we just oops? Oh, okay. Okay. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean. There's so many people here. There's too much going on. As always, I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm talking through a paraphone. I can't really fix it. Just thank you so much for being patient with me. Anyways, some things that I don't miss about Old Star Stable. I don't know. Like, I started playing in 2019, so I guess I don't really have a say because I didn't play the game when it was considered, older. So I'm just gonna get right into the Reddit threads, I guess. So somebody said horses in the same breed being priced differently. So some of the coats would cost like 300 star coins and some of them would cost 999 star coins for no reason. I could not even imagine. Like, I didn't play the game when that was a thing, or that I know of, because I was a starter and didn't have starter coins. But I feel like if we still had that today, some people would be outraged. Next one. Not being able to save bought hairstyles. Like, every time you wanted to change it, you had to buy it, and for star coins too, every time. So that race, we did absolutely terrible. That was because I was trying to read it. Yeah, that I would actually probably freak out if that was still a thing. Okay, another one is I absolutely hated only being able to keep 10 horses in your stable at one time. You paid star coins for a horse, and then you have to send another one of your horses that you also paid good money for away to become unrideable and unusable, and pay more star coins or your shillings for the privilege. The new home stable system is so much better. I agree. I definitely agree, because now you can have as many horses as you want, and they just go into this place called the pasture, which I kind of wish Star Stable came out with an update where you would have an actual physical pasture, like next to your stable or something, and you could see your horses. But so many people have a lot of horses, and I think the pasture would be so crowded. I don't know if it would ever work. I don't know. But yes, that is definitely nice. The new stable system is nicer because you can obviously update it and change the looks and aesthetic of it as you please, and also you don't have to pay to send your horses away. Spending star coins to change our home stable. This is a bit of a newer update. So you had to spend 25 star coins to change your stable. Just recently, like in June, they changed it to where it's free. The rest of this says, I never used to change it from Moorland because it felt like it would just be a waste. If I changed my mind later and had to pay again. I also wasted 50 star coins changing from Moorland to Valedale and back to Moorland on the same day because I was busy grinding late and wanted to make it easier for a hot minute. Then realized what a mistake I made. Yeah, I definitely, to a point, I feel like changing the stable could still cost star coins, but now that it's free, I feel like it's a lot better. It's a lot easier because I hang out in certain areas doing reputation quests or just daily quests, like the new castle out. Lots of people wanted to change their stable there, and I'm so glad you did not have to pay for it. One said, small amount of races, hard time with farming shillings, some clothing and tag purchasable only with star coins. That is still a problem today. I feel like we have a lot of races now, but the tag only being purchasable with star coins is still kind of a thing. I guess it's like with older tag, but yeah. And when when new tag does come out, there's two options to buy it with, either star coins or Yorvik shillings, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's like 10,000 Yorvik shillings, so it's all of your money, and that's also the limited amount. Another one says, when your horse took damage and you got transported back to your home stable, and you'd have to care for them again. When magic horses change coats automatically depending on your location, and before they introduced the quicker jump and your horse hadn't reset before the next jump, so you crashed into it. Okay, so that was basically like 3 in 1, but I'm going to talk about the first one, when your horse took damage. I think that is still a thing today, but only when you take damage in a little time span. So like if you jumped off a cliff probably 3 or 4 times, like within a minute, then I feel like you would get transported back. Obviously, I don't go jumping off cliffs, so I wouldn't know. Magic horses change the coats automatically depending on your location. I miss that. I don't know why they don't miss it. I guess, if you were taking pictures or you're doing a role play or something where you want to automatically change it yourself. But I feel like it brought like the magic and the mystery to it that it changed to the non-magic coat when you're near a city. I just thought it was like kind of a unique thing, but now that you can change it anytime you want, I guess that's okay too. I remember back when I was constantly playing this game and I would do like the races and you would crash all the time because your horse took so long to reset to the jump. I don't know, that's kind of confusing, but like I completely understand. I do not miss that. It's a lot better now. Like sometimes you still crash because your horse doesn't reset in time, but what can you do about it? It's as quick as it possibly can to show the full animation of them jumping. Somebody said, I remember the new clothing icons feeling off at first, but I really enjoy being able to see what item is where and not having to look through a bunch of gray icons. It was like that. I don't know if it still is on mobile. When mobile first came out, the icons for clothing was all gray, and you basically like literally could not make an outfit. I dislike playing this game on mobile. The second version on the same com is easier horse XP when you have many horses to train. Hollywoods and Starshine Ranch are saving so much time. Maybe being able to change home stables without paying, and I really like the updated Yorvik stables. Oh my gosh! Bro, we're not doing good at this race. Like, we're really not. I guess I shouldn't have read that. Yes, I definitely agree. Maybe changing your stable without paying, like the inside, like the interior. But then again, it is free to change the location of your stable. I'm not doing those jumps. I can't. I literally cannot do those jumps and read at the same time. Yes, I also commented, I really love the wild horse option instead of having to bug the game. Like, you would have to go through and delete files in the game to be wild, and now there's an actual button in the settings. That's really nice. I really like that. Trailers only letting you travel to their assigned selection of places. So glad they got rid of that. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm to assign select locations. I'm confused. If you know what that means, please tell me, because I feel dumb now. Global chat only being in towns, villages. So many times I'd be stuck on a quest and I would have to leave and go ask for help in a nearby town. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Box brain, you literally are, like, you literally have a box for a brain.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry. I'm about to crash out. Yes, I remember that. I remember trying to go in global chat for something and you not being in a town or a village. It was so frustrating because I guess you could have used Say Chat, but there wasn't as many people. I do remember that. Yeah. Only being able to do horse care at a stable.
Oh my god!
Only being able to do horse care at a stable that coupled with I'm so sorry. I can probably be nominated for the worst Star Stable trainer ever because I hate training my horses and I'm terrible at the races, even though I've done them several times. Let me just read this real quick. Only being able to do horse care at a stable that coupled with how fast they always seem to need care. Again, it was just a stressful headache to stop questing, stop everything, and hobble to the nearest stable for horse care. I'm glad now we can feed water them anywhere. I don't remember that, obviously, because I'm not going to remember most of this stuff because it's been a while since I started playing this game, and I didn't start playing this game when it first came out, so some of these things could have been updated since I joined, I guess. I remember I used to watch Violet Flower Garden all the time, and I begged my parents to download Star Stable on the family computer. This is like a side story, but like I feel like I should tell it. I had already made an account on my tablet because I just went on the website and like entered everything in. So all I needed to do was download the app. And my mom's like, you know what, fine. And I downloaded it, and it was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I played that game for hours, and during COVID, which was one of the greatest times to be on this game, because you were stuck at home, so what else was there to do but play Star Stable or Roblox or Fortnite? Next one. How long it took to max a horse? Not like I really train much anymore anyway, but now I go through my 2-week SSO phase. I can get so many horses maxed in said 2 weeks. I feel like it still takes a bit to max horses, but obviously it takes more XP each level it goes up. But that's just my opinion. It did take a lot longer, so I guess I'm grateful that it's a bit shorter now. Magic horses and ponies used to be slower. They did? I don't remember that. They used to be slower? Not having more than 10 horses, yeah, because you'd have to send them to the horse island. We already talked about this. Old clothing icons, I already talked about that. A star coin to change home stable, yep. Can't jump unless you're a star rider. Oh my gosh, I remember this. You weren't able to jump until you were a star rider, which I guess that is another reason why to purchase Star Rider. I think it's like that on Horse Riding Tales, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I don't play that game. Not being able to have storage for hair and makeup. When I started, it took 5 days to max a horse. Somebody said, crusty horses. People are crazy if they think horses back then looked more realistic. And there was barely any variation between the models, whereas now they have distinct differences. I completely agree, because yes, you can hate on me all you want if I think that the new horses look better than the old ones. People have their own preferences and their own opinions, but personally, I think the warm bloods, yes, they do look really similar. There are similarities, but there's also differences. When you look back on the old Star Stable breeds, you cannot tell me you can tell the difference between the Generation 1 Frisian and the Generation 1 Andalusian. They look the exact same, but with different coat colors. Also, some of them did look really nice. The coats did kind of look realistic. I guess to me, they were a lot shinier, but you can't really go back and look at the old horses because they're not for sale anymore. And Star Stable is advancing, so yes, they're going to get rid of them. I was looking on Instagram where people were coming up with update ideas, and people explaining how they, missed the old horses or the old things. And somebody commented that Star Stable should have like an event where you can go back through and like buy the old horses. So kind of like the market, but that's a long event. Have you? Okay. Super expensive bows. That is still a thing. The bows are very, very expensive. Like, so are accessories, just in general, are super expensive. I do miss grinding for better gear. It made reputation quests feel purposeful. Now it's entirely unworth it. Yeah, it kinda is like unworth it just to do reputation. I guess you really only have to do reputation until you have all of the quests to do. Honestly, reputation is one of the worst things that you have to do on this game because it's so tedious and annoying. Yeah. A little location tag in the middle of the screen popping up whenever you stepped on a different blade of grass. This is really funny. This is funny to me. Oh my gosh. Obviously, I would go through and turn this off, but it would always, turn back on. I'm constantly in places that I've been like hundreds of times, so I don't need to know where I entered. Their outfits are eating. What are their usernames? Because I probably know them. Oh, oops. They're like, hey. Oh, yes, I'm her friend. I'm there. Yes, I know them. Oh, okay. So we're getting so off task here. When horses were over 1,000 star coins. Oh my gosh. I hated this. Nowadays, they still are super expensive, but it's reasonable now because you get the bazaar. I am going off of like topic here again. I absolutely do not miss the pause between jumping. You'd stay stuck on the ground for at least a second or more. Yes, I already read a comment like this, and it was talking about how they wouldn't reset soon enough, and I don't miss that either. It would take so long. It was so frustrating. The god-awful bright blue UI. I didn't play back then, but every time I see screenshots of it, it looks so ugly, intrusive, and distracting. I know people have a nostalgic attachment to it, but I'm not sorry it's gone. Also, the neon cute green grass. There's still patches of it in 𝘕𝘕. The color gives me a headache if I look at it too long. I think shaders definitely helps with this game not be as bright and colorful as it is now because it's more so for kids. If you were younger, would you play a game that was dark and moody? I don't think so. Yes, but that's why shaders is the thing. I kind of miss the UI. I miss it. It was nostalgic, and I miss the map being down here instead of up in this corner. But obviously, there are things that I miss and things that I don't miss. It is really nostalgic, and I kind of miss the XP bar being down here. But that's just my personal preference. Obviously, this person doesn't miss it, but they didn't play the game at the time when it was in the game. So I guess it's kind of like just their opinion of what they've seen. Also, the bright neon green grass. Yeah, I mean, it's nostalgic. It was bright. Now it is still kind of bright. It's more almost like a tealish color without the shader because I'm turning the shader on and off. But again, shaders is a lifesaver. It makes this game so pretty for pictures. Yes, another person said they don't miss sending their horse off to the island when our stables were full. Yeah, I cannot even imagine if that was still a thing now. With the amount of new horses that's coming out now and bazaars, there was no way that would still be a thing because people would be outraged. Boot wraps and bows costing star coins only because they were new and special. Yeah, I'm guessing when Star first, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people here. I'm guessing when Star Stable first came out, there wasn't bows in any of that. that's just what I'm hinting at here from this comment. Your horse needs to be taken care of multiple times a day. Don't remember when they got rid of this, but I don't remember playing the game when that was a thing. Obviously, I could have played the game when that was. I don't know. I don't remember every single little detail, but I feel like if that was a thing now, again, with the amount of horses that people have, there's no way in the world that I would take care of the horses that I have now. At least now that you have like the Trailblazer and you get the 7-day free stable care coupon, but that would be incredibly annoying just to have to stop doing whatever you're doing to take care of your horse so that they're happy and fast. But if every time you take care of them and you get horse XP, I think it would kind of be worth it, as long as it's like not constant. When clothes and tag icons get word gray and you have to hover over each one to see, it's nostalgic. It makes the game, like, obviously that was a thing when the game was older, and games today what the heck? Games back then didn't have as much as, they do now. Doing all races in game could only get your horse to like level 8 in a day. I think that's still a thing now, if I'm not mistaken. I guess like you could do the repeatable races and get more. Making a good outfit meant you had to often sacrifice the stats part. Yes. But I still do that now because when I make outfits, I go for the looks and I don't really look at the stats. And then I like start running and I'm like, why is this slower than usual? And I look at the stats and they're like so incredibly low because I buy outfit pieces and accessories and tag items for the looks, not really the stats. Because I'm not a racer, so like I wouldn't know. Now if you go on Instagram, you can look up Star Stable outfit ideas. Some of the creators will tell you if it's full stats or not, which I think is super nice because those outfits are really nice and they're full stats. So definitely when the Dino Rally had that snowflake thing where you could only ride certain horses at full speed, and also when your horses got tired and couldn't gallop at full speed unlimited. I loved that. Specifically, getting a cold tolerant horse to go in the Dino Valley was it's so nostalgic to me. Like, it's such a good idea because some of these breeds nowadays would not really survive in the cold. I remember, but you still, with certain quests today, you still have to get your starter horse to go into Bandoria, which if that's a thing, then why isn't the cold tolerant? This person was commenting because they don't miss that. I do miss that, so I disagree with you. The clunky character and horse designs. Okay, that's a bit like hit or miss. It's a bit 50-50, I feel like, in the SSO community. If you're a newer player, you don't really understand. I kind of do miss the old characters. I miss they were skinny. Now we're kind of like, now people call us chubby babies. I like now that there's more like diversity and you can change your body type and your skin color and all of that. I mean, you could change your skin color back then, but you couldn't change your body type. I feel like it kind of needs to be like a combination. I like how the hair's updated, but I feel like there needs to be more body types. There needs to be a skinnier one because this is not like, this is the skinniest one, and it's realistic, but people edit. I've noticed on Instagram people edit their characters to be skinnier because they're not. Some people make their character look like them in real life, or they make them look like that specifically for roleplay. There is obviously some faults to the character system. But overall, I like that SSO is updating them, but it did cause a lot of creators and players to quit the game because they just didn't like that and didn't like the direction that SSO is going now. Obviously, I don't think I would ever quit this game because of an update. I feel like it would have to be drastically unbearable where I hated it so much, where I guess I couldn't see myself constantly playing this game. Like, maybe I would log on here and there, but I don't see myself ever fully, like, saying, oh, I'm done with this game, because I paid for it. I've spent so much money on this game over the years I played it, and I have so many memories. I feel like, not gonna lie, it's small, but the gray icons, yes. People, I see so many of the gray icons on here, the gray icons. It makes it, yes, it definitely made it harder to organize the stuff. Now my closet's a mess, but it's more bearable because I can tell what it is. People are gonna disagree with me on this, but this was always the main reason I used to play 𝘕𝘕 on mute whenever I was in 7th grade. The song was way too dramatic and loud, and I'm so happy they changed it. I'd just be talking to Steve about birds, and all of a sudden these really aggressive violins started playing in my ears, and I feel like it ruined the calm vibe of the area. I also went so quiet at parts of the song, making me turn my volume up, and then I'd quickly turn it down. I miss the old music. I really do miss the old music, but I feel like I know where they're coming from. Where they say the volume change was a bit drastic, and I guess they could have, like, adjusted it, but I do miss it. Obviously, I don't remember it, like, word for word. I could go back and listen to it, but I really don't want to do that right now. The player model. Poor girls looked straight up
diseased.
Yes, not the old players, but the older players. The ones before I started playing. When I was watching YouTubers before I even decided to buy the game or get the game, I was like, what is wrong with their necks? They looked like weird, like they looked possessed or something. Their necks were so incredibly tall. I guess I have like no room to talk. I'm so biased on this because I don't want to offend anybody, because everybody has their own opinions, and all of that. But I definitely think that their necks were kind of a problem. PC only. I still prefer to play on my computer by a huge margin, but being able to do events, trailblazers, etc., even when my computer is at work and I'm at home, or vice versa, I'm somewhere I don't want to be, is great. It's not nearly as good, but it's super convenient. Yes, only being able to play on PC was a big reason why I didn't get the game sooner, because I didn't really have like a good setup to play the game. Like, then we got like a family computer. Yeah, but I definitely agree. I feel like it was a good idea to have the game come out on mobile, but it still needs a lot of work. Somebody said, honestly, leveling horses used to take so long. Yes, this is a common thing that I noticed people were saying, that it took so long to level up horses. Okay, last one. The old characters. I said what I said. So we all have our own opinions. We have talked about this. Obviously this video is based on my opinion on these old updates and old things that you don't miss, but I feel like there are some things that I miss about the old characters, and there's some things that I don't miss. Like, I don't miss that they literally did not have a jumping animation, but I also miss that they were so incredibly iconic and nostalgic to the game. So, and they were also skinny. Yes, we got to level 10 by the end of the video. Anyways, that's the last of the comments, and I think that we're going to end the video here because we got our horse to level 10, and the video is going to be super long. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who follows me on Instagram. I really enjoy seeing all of your posts and all of your lovely comments. I'd love to make so many more videos like this in the future. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay cool.